Hey everyone, welcome to their top 10 list. Welcome to my top 10 of my personal favorite female video game characters. I just gotta flat out just start off by saying I'm not gonna be doing a male characters list because I've talked about a lot of male video game characters I've enjoyed. I've done a lot of tier rankings. I did a whole list of my favorite video game characters, and the majority of them were males. It has not to do with like sexism or anything. Just I maybe relate to certain male characters more than female characters, but again, that's a personal preference. I wanted to do a list just for the females because there's a lot of amazing, awesome female video game characters out there, and I want a whole video dedicated to them because they're awesome. They're great. And I just want to talk about my personal favorites. This is a personal list. I really need to stress that these are just my favorite female video game characters. And there's a lot of great ones, iconic ones on here. I think a lot of people are going to agree with a lot of these choices, but there's going to be some left out that people are like, wait, why isn't she on here and stuff? But again, it's a personal list. Before the top 10 list, there were two characters that almost made the list that I wanted them on there, but I was like, no, I can't put them on. First was Ada Wong. Ada Wong from Resident Evil series is such a great character. She's so complex. She villain, she hero, she both. She's just such an interesting, like, anti-hero character, and I really love her as a character. And Resident Evil 4 is where she really shines, and yeah. Who doesn't love Ada Wong? And a character I was so close to putting on the list was Jack from Mass Effect 2. I think she's a great character. I love how just like twisted she is, but the reason for her horrible life and just the crazy shit that went down for her is so interesting and compelling, and really loved her character. I thought her story in Mass Effect 2 is one of my favorite stories. And her and Thane. And I thought she was a great character, and she's definitely one of my favorite characters. But just couldn't make the top 10 list. What did make my top 10 was my number 10. My number 10 is Chloe Frazer from Uncharted 2 and Lost Legacy. Chloe Frazer is a great character. She is not just like a female Nathan Drake. And I love that they actually gave her her own depth, her own character, her own arc. Like, it would just been so easy to just be like, just make her like Nathan Drake. We'll give her a snarky personality, her own sidekick like Sullivan. Just make her a female Nathan Drake. No. She actually is a very different character than Nathan, and I love that she is this love interest in Uncharted 2, but she's also like this thief that you don't know if you can trust her or not, and she has this like romance with Nate, but he also like is like a trusted romance, is a legit romance and stuff. But then when she has her own story, you find out her backstory, what happened to her as a kid and stuff, and going after this treasure with Sam and everyone. It's just there's just so much to her character, and she's so likable, and she's so compelling, and she's just a character you just love to play as and learn more about. Like I could play another whole video game about Chloe Frazer. I think she's great, and yeah, I actually like her a little more than Elena. I think Elena was better for Nathan Drake, though. I think their relationship just works better. But I like Chloe more. Chloe is my favorite female character in the Uncharted series and my 10th favorite character of all time. Number 9 is the boss from Metal Gear Solid 3. Metal Gear Solid 3 is easily the greatest Hideo Kojima game and best Metal Gear Solid game. Personal preference, obviously. Some people say it's 1, some people say it's 5, maybe some people say it's 4. Underrated. Guns of the Patriots is pretty underrated. But Metal Gear Solid 3 is such a great stealth action game, playing as Naked Snake, who eventually becomes Big Boss. His story and the journey you go through, the crazy government conspiracies is insane. But the best character, one of the best characters, is the boss. Is the person that he is taking the orders from. And she gives them all the missions and everything. And you think she's on his side, but then you find out like she's plotting against the government. She's plotting all these things, doing these destructive things. And Naked Snake has to take her out and stuff. But the entire ending doesn't... It does a 180, and then it does another 180. A whole 360, and you find out that she is one of the most important characters in the Metal Gear Solid franchise. What she was doing this whole time was trying to save her country. She was probably the biggest patriot the world has ever seen, and she gets no respect, no dues, and she's labeled as this horrible, evil person. But the big boss, he knows what she did. And it's interesting, the sacrifice she had to make to do what was right. And that's what makes her so fascinating and such a great character. And to this day, I'm right there with you, big boss.
She was a true patriot.
Coming number 8 is Lyn Shou from the Tekken series. I wanted to go with like a fighting series. I was thinking maybe Sonya Blade, because I'm a huge Sonya Blade fan, but I think there's some games I'm just not always like, I don't like her combo moveset, and her fatalities are kind of lame. Lyn Shou in the Tekken series is just a character I've always loved playing as. And this is going just off just strictly gameplay, not just her character, but her character is great. I love how positive and just upbeat she is. She's got her pet panda, and she's always doing these like weird, crazy stuff. She wants to go to the circus. In Tekken 3, she just wants to go to the circus, but Heihachi is stopping her from going to the circus. She becomes like an owner of this $1 million company completely by accident, just because she accidentally killed Heihachi. Play Tekken 5 if you don't know what I'm talking about, but it's just her and her panda, and they just want to go on these fun adventures together. She is literally just like a child anime character in this very serious, grimy fighting game series. It's hilarious. It's so crazy. She doesn't really belong, but she's so unique. Maybe she does kind of belong, because Tekken is a bit of an odd series, but like, I love her. She's so great. And I love playing as her because I have my go-tos when I play Tekken. Like, I love playing as Law, Brian Fury, King, and Lyn Shou. I like their movesets. And Lyn Shou, I love her movesets. Like, I love her special combos. I love her, like, the twist kick she does. The little flipping move. That's like in every Tekken. Her little, when she grabs you and flips you over and stuff. I fucking spam the shit out of that when I play, and it pisses people off. I'm a button masher and a cheater when it comes to fighting games, but I'm okay with this. And Lyn Shou, man, she's my girl. She's my girl. Her and Brian Fury are the two characters I'm the best with, so I was thinking, like, if I'm making a female video game characters, guys, I gotta bring up Lyn Shou, because she's just like one of my go-to Tekken characters, so easily one of my favorite. Easily one of my favorite video game characters. Number 7 is one of the most iconic female characters ever, and that's Samus from Metroid. I'm going to talk about Samus. I have not played all the Metroid games, but Samus is my Master Chief. And let me explain. Master Chief is like this cool, mysterious, interesting character that you don't know too much about, but like the mystery of him makes him charming and intriguing. That's Samus to me. For me, I think Master Chief's kind of boring. And I know the Xbox boys are like, fuck you, man, Master Chief's the fucking shit. That's fine. I was more of a Marcus Phoenix guy than a Master Chief. But Samus was that mysterious character that I always found so interesting and charming. That, like, the very first Metroid, when it came out in, like, the 80s, the biggest twist of that whole game is that you're playing as this badass warrior going through these levels, and it's a girl the whole time. That was the big twist, because video games didn't have, like, female characters like that. So when it was introduced, there was this female, people were like, what? This kick-ass motherfucker is a fucking female? That's amazing. And they give you little snippets more about her as you continue throughout the games, especially like Metroid Prime, but they leave enough mystery to make her so intriguing. You can almost like kind of create your own story about Samus. When you play each Metroid game, you can kind of like design your own story about Samus and stuff. And that's what I kind of love about Samus, that she's so mysterious and intriguing. And she is badass. Like, yes, there's a lot of lame ass reasons why I like her too. She's cool. She's badass. She's got fucking kick ass guns. She's iconic. Like, those are the lame, cheesy ways to like someone. But I'm weirdly okay with that. Number 6, Jill Valentine from Resident Evil. Jill Valentine, probably my favorite Resident Evil character. It's between her and Leon S. Kennedy. Like, I love Leon as well. But Jill, I love Jill, though. Just what a change from Resident Evil 1 to 3. Like, Resident Evil 1, her and Chris are great characters, but I always was more intrigued. Like, I play as Jill. Like, I play the game twice when I play the first Resident Evil, but I always play as Jill first, because she's just... It's more of a nightmare to play as her, because she is legit horrified at what's going on in this mansion and these fucking zombies and stuff. But she learns to grow and have more courage, and she battles through them, and just, it's like this arc she goes through, that she's like this scared cop that turns into this fucking badass, and like, it's so great and interesting to play as. Like, Chris is more like, he starts off already as like a badass, and he's great. I love Chris, but like, Jill, like, works her way to being a badass, and that's why I love Jill so fucking much. And Resident Evil 3, even then, anytime that nemesis comes, man, you can just feel the tension and the fear in her eyes, man. Jill's my girl, and I just love Jill. Even when I play Dead by Daylight, which has nothing to do with Resident Evil, but I play as Jill Valentine as a survivor. Like, she's my girl. I've always loved Jill. Number 5, Coco Bandicoot. I thought about like putting Ribbit from Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, but I need more games with Ribbit, because I loved her in Rift Apart. It was such a cool character. I almost thought she was maybe just as more interesting than Ratchet. Ribbit was just so cool, but I need more games with Ribbit. Coco's got plenty of games. I fucking love me. I love Coco. She's Crash with the personality. Like, Crash is awesome. Crash is iconic. I love me some Crash. Like, I have a huge framed poster of Crash Bandicoot above my bed, because I love Crash Bandicoot so much. But it'd be dumb for me to say that Coco is not the most interesting. Like, she's more interesting than Crash. She talks. Crash doesn't talk, but that's the charm of Crash, that he doesn't speak. Is that he just makes these crazy noises, and he's just flat out insane, and I love it. But Coco is the smart one. She's the tech one. She's trying to find a logical way to get through each of these levels and help her brother Crash. And I love that she's not just a dumbass in distress. Because, like, yes, she is the damsel in distress in the beginning of the Crash series, but then she holds her own. You're playing as her. She does, like, scuba levels and these running levels, these chasing levels and stuff. And she holds her own, and she's also my favorite character to play as in Crash Team Racing. Crash Team Racing is one of my favorite Crash games. I just had to bring that up because Coco and Engine are my two favorite characters, because they do the acceleration, because that's how I always win in Crash Team Racing, is that I accelerate and do the acceleration boost. And the two characters that does that the best is Coco and Engine. So I play as Coco and Engine the most. So that's another reason why I love Coco. But Coco just, again, she's just part of my childhood, and I've always enjoyed the Crash and Coco dynamic. So Coco. Number 4, Yuna from Final Fantasy X/10-2. I'm not gonna dive into 10-2 because I don't think 10-2 is a very good game. Yuna is a great character in that game, though. Like, the issues I have with 10-2 have nothing to do with the 3 leads. I think Riku, Pain, and Yuna are all great. I think they're great. I think they are still fun to play as. Their new skills is awesome. I love that they made Yuna a gunner in the game. That's kind of cool. And the ending, the happy ending's nice. Just, it was not needed. And it kind of ruins the 10, because 10 is such a perfect Final Fantasy game and has such a beautiful ending that they didn't need this, like, cookie cutter happy ending or this really horrible sad ending that makes no sense. It's just, they didn't need it. 10, which I'm going to talk about 10. 10 is just such a good game. And it's a lot on Yuna and Titus and a lot of the characters, but Yuna is the person that the Guardians are protecting. She's trying to become a high summoner so she can defeat Sin. And she's doing it for her father. Her father gave his life to summon the final Aeon, and he died. And she wants to fulfill the legacy and defeat Sin, and maybe even defeat Sin once and for all, maybe without the final Aeon. And she falls in love with Titus and builds this relationship with her guardians, this friendship that becomes more than maybe friends. They become family. And she's just so pure. And she's powerful, too. She's one of the most powerful characters. She can summon the most powerful Aeons and summon holy and these beautiful white magic spells. And she's just so pure and just so lovely. And just, you can tell why Titus falls in love with her in the game. And just she's just such a great character. And she holds so much emotional weight to that story. And that's why I love her so much. I love Yuna. She's a great character. And one of my favorite Final Fantasy characters. All right, number three. I got her here. I got a little statue of her. A little dusty, actually. Put it on my bottom shelf. I should be dusting my shelves. Here we go. There we go. Yeah, I got like a little... Look at all the dust on this thing. Everyone's like, Jay, dust your shelves. There we go. A little Laura Croft here. Again, more dust. Ugh. I have a cat, too, by the way, so it's part cat hair, too. Man. My bottom shelves are fucking terrible. Oh, my bottom shelves get so much cat hair on it. Anyway, Lara Croft from Tomb Raider. Lara Croft, again, like Samus, badass, great, iconic. It's Lara Croft. Like, fighting dinosaurs, hunting treasure, killing some bad guys, and I even like her in the new ones. I'm a defender of the new Tomb Raider games. I like them. There's people who hate them, and for legit reasons, I get it, but I still enjoy them. And I'm very excited to play the remasters that are coming out in a few days, so very excited. Number 2, Triss Merigold from The Witcher 3. Yes, everyone knows that I haven't played The Witcher 3, but I have now. Surprise! I played it, put 90 hours, loved the game. It's a masterpiece of a game. It's so fucking good. And Triss is the one I fell in love with playing as Geralt. My Geralt fell in love with Triss. And I know everyone's Team Yennefer, and Yennefer's fine. Yennefer's overrated. I think, like, some people say, like, Geralt needs to end up with Yennefer, not Triss. Absolutely not. Triss is miles and miles better than Yennefer. Triss is just, she's beautiful. She's always there for Geralt. She's got his back no matter what. Yennefer isn't. She can be a conniving bitch, and she can also be a fucking backstabber. Triss is always there for Geralt. And Geralt's always there for Triss. And that's why she's just so perfect for Geralt. And honestly, she's a fucking sorceress, man. The fire magic she has is so freaking great. And again, I love her exploring the worlds and stuff. That she's had such a tragic life because she's a witch and people have hunted her and tried to kill her whole life. And just her going to a ball and dressing up, the little things, she just finds so much joy and excitement because it's not about pain and suffering, because her whole life has been about pain and suffering. She's just such an interesting character that I love just playing any mission with Triss. And man, me as the game player, I was falling in love with this fictional character. I'm like, my God, I'm falling in love with Triss, man. She's just so great. She's just so amazing. Just after playing The Witcher 3, I'm like, Triss is one of my favorite video game characters. I fucking love Triss. And if I play, which I will play Witcher again, I might go for the platinum, but that requires playing on the hardest difficulty, which is something I hate doing. But if I play it again, I'm falling in love with Triss all over again. Fuck Yennefer. Yennefer's fine, but not as cool as Triss. Number 1. Everyone should know what my number 1 is. It's Aerith from Final Fantasy VII. Who else would it be? Like, everyone knows I've done video game lists. Every time I do video game lists, I mention Aerith. She is the one. She is the ancient. She is the one to bring peace to the world. Cloud Strife is one of my all-time favorite video game characters, but Aerith is right there with him, man. Aerith is just such a fucking awesome character. The relationship, the friendship / pseudo kind of quasi relationship she has with Cloud is great. Her story's so interesting. I love that they don't give you all the information about what an ancient does, what an ancient is supposed to do. Is she the savior or the destructor? She's just such a compelling character. And just love Aerith. I love her. She's great. Favorite video game character, probably of all time. Go Aerith. Hold on. Hold on there. Before I was finishing this video up and closing it all out, I forgot a character. It came just in my head, and I'm like, how could I forget this character? How can I not put this on this list? She is probably one of the greatest video game characters ever. She is one of my favorite video games. I'm putting her at number 1. So now, adding to the list, tied with number 1 with Aith, is Rose from The Legend of Dragoon. Rose is incredible. The story of, like, I don't want to spoil it because I know Legend of Dragoon is almost a 30-year-old game. People know who Rose is if you play the game, but there are new people like going into the game now. There are new fans are coming in, so I don't want to spoil too much, but her story, the stuff she goes through, the twist with her, and just like, is she a hero? Is she a villain? Just, and how she like becomes friends with this group, and how she trains Dart and gets everyone these dragoons, and how she even gives her life in the end. She is the true hero of the story, and she's also amazing. Like, gameplay wise, I love her moves. Her fucking additions are amazing. Her Dragoon is fantastic. She gets the Dragon Buster at the end. She is my favorite character in The Legend of Dragoon, so I can't believe I forgot her, but Rose is also number 1. So yeah, that was my top 10 of my favorite female video game characters. Yes. So yeah, that was my favorites. Comment below, let me know who your top 10 favorite female video game characters. Comment below, let me know. And as always, for this video, please subscribe to this channel and join the dark side.